Buchanan County into Delaware County, you want to make sure you're starting to take your tornado safe place. Again, Masonville and Manchester. Manchester will be as the storm continues to move off to the east. Oneida is technically just outside the warning for now. So another one of the situations where maybe you want to think about getting your tornado action plan in place. Make sure your shelter is clear of garbage and things like that, because this is a pretty strong indication of rotation there, just west-northwest of Masonville. We'll pop back up the just a traditional radar view. Yeah, actually, there's some pretty heavy rain kind of mixed in that as well. Maybe some small hail wouldn't be out of the question here. Again, this is that tornado warning now for Buchanan County, Delaware counties until 7:45. A rather large warning there. Again, Masonville over to Manchester. Do you have a speed on this guy?
Yes, I believe it's east at 25. Let me double check.
Okay, we'll do 30.
Correct. East at 25.
Beautiful. We'll do 30 just to give yourself a little bit of a cushion. So air circulation near Masonville. So be near Manchester on 7:46. Oneida at 7:58 if the warning does continue and that storm rotation does continue off to the east. Again, that new tornado warning for Buchanan and Delaware counties of note. This is part of the same complex that produced those tornadoes and damage over towards Waverly. So this storm has a history of producing damage in the past. We'll pop back on the velocity view. The storm is undergoing changes. You can see there's kind of three distinct areas. It's kind of messy right along the leading edge here, but there are definitely a few areas of circulation there. I think the most impressive one there is probably just northwest of Masonville. I'll have to toggle the tool on first, buddy. So again, that circulation there is 66 miles per hour. So a pretty good indication of rotation there. Right now, it's basically, there might be one circulation here just on Highway 20, but it's basically riding along and north of Highway 20, now in eastern Buchanan County, entering portions of Delaware County. I know Delaware County's got a lot of great spotters. I trained them one year, so I know they got some great spotters out there. Hopefully we'll start getting some reports here rather soon. But again, and hopefully no reports of tornadoes. But what is concerning is it looks like it's trying to get this little kind of hook shape here, just southeast of Winthrop, southwest of Masonville. That's kind of the area that we were watching there on Highway 20. So yes, we're entering the time of night when it's going to get a little bit more difficult to get reports confirmed with this. So that's that new tornado warning there.
And Nick, that storm did start off as torr possible, and we actually do have another severe thunderstorm warning labeled as torr possible. If you want to head that direction, it's down toward, it's in Tama County. It's the one that we've been kind of tracking along with it. So definitely something to continue to watch. Also, that severe thunderstorm warning off towards central Iowa could eventually move into Tama and Benton County there as well.
Yeah, because we're kind of watching, I was kind of mentioning this earlier, that inflow notch is kind of happening here. So that's something to watch right here. That'll be kind of entering Benton County from Tama County, kind of east, kind of like south of Dysart over towards Keystone. This area is kind of something to watch for the time being. But we still do have this tornado warning. It looks like they dropped the confirmed tag. That's some good news. Last report we had was at 7:20 of a confirmed damaging tornado. And so thankfully, it appears it may have lifted. Still a dangerous storm, though. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes, funnel clouds, so it's definitely worth watching here in eastern Iowa.
And there also was a report, at 7:24 that there was a down transformer that started to fire out around when about that tornado would have been reported too.
Oh, right here by Dysart.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I see that there. Okay. Yeah, you can see, I mean, this storm has at least a history of producing some damage here, including that confirmed tornado near Garrison, likely just north of Garrison there. This was likely riding right along Highway 8 as it approached Highway 218. Air circulation is probably along and maybe just north of Highway 218 at this point. So again, Benton, most of Benton technically not in the warning right now, but it may not be a bad idea to, again, take your safe place. We've seen how quickly these storms can ramp up. We go from a whole lot of nothing to tornado warning. Earlier today, about 4 o'clock, we had no tornado warnings or anything. About 20 minutes later, we had 3 active tornado warned storms that were all producing tornadoes. Today is a day where things wrap up very, very quickly. So let's go ahead. We'll do a quick reset. here we are at just past 7:30 now. Unfortunately, we are moving into primetime programming, but unfortunately, we do have severe weather, and not just severe weather, we have damaging storms. We have a house that was destroyed in Waverly. We've got a lot of reports of tornadoes. We have seen reports of power lines down, barns destroyed, farm buildings and outbuildings destroyed up towards the Waverly area. So unfortunately, we know the storms today have a history of producing tornadoes, and unfortunately, we've seen how quickly things can change. That's why we're on the air, where we just ask you for your patience. We want to give everybody the all clear soon. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We just really have to sit through, let these storms do their thing. We want to get off air as much as I'm sure you guys want us to as well. But unfortunately, severe weather does take credence. And unfortunately, again, severe weather happened today. We have a lot of reports of tornadoes. And unfortunately, today is not done. Wider view, and you can see those storms here in central Iowa. But I want to pull up the watch warnings and advisories, which you'll see here in yellow. That remains that tornado watch. This does continue until midnight. I think there's a pretty good bet. At least portions of our northwestern area may get removed from that ahead of time. But at least down towards I-80, we're probably going to be dealing with a late night event over towards Dubuque as well. We did a Facebook Live earlier. I forget who asked the question over towards Dubuque. I kind of mentioned after 8 o'clock would probably be your window, 8 to midnight. Unfortunately, we're hitting that. We're at 7:36 and storms are starting to approach the city of Dubuque. Again, that area in yellow, that is that tornado watch, which continues until midnight tonight. Some good news right now. We only have red polygons, which means we don't have any confirmed tornadoes anymore currently happening, but we still have at least some pretty dangerous storms. Sarah, any information coming your way?
Yeah, not seeing any new information as far as confirmation of those tornadoes. The last one we did get was near Garrison, Iowa, the one that we have talked about a little bit, and that near Dysart touching down. But since then, it looks like it's more radar indicated. We can kind of reset and go through what we have been seeing really throughout the day today. We do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings that are worth mentioning because they are labeled TOR possible. And we've seen a lot of those storms labeled that and then eventually turn into a tornado warning. One of them being up towards Buchanan and Delaware counties. So that's the one that we're tracking right now. Again, no confirmation with this, simply radar indicated. It does go here for another 8 minutes. I do think based on the velocity signature, and let me double check, it definitely could get extended. We are seeing some decent rotation with this storm here, more than one areas of rotation, and it'll continue to move off to the east here for probably quite some time. As mentioned, that tornado watch does go until midnight tonight. So definitely something to keep your eye on if you're in that Dundee, Manchester area. Even tracking a little bit far out is Dyersville, but not quite there yet. But anywhere really along Highway 13 here, Highway 187, the Masonville area, it's your time to be getting in that shelter. Although nothing.
We now have a tornado or a severe thunderstorm warning, rather. Sorry, that includes Linn County now. It does not include Cedar Rapids, but does include Linn County.
Okay, so that's important to note too. We're kind of getting into some of those more populated areas, and even though, again, not a tornado warning for Linn County specifically, we are seeing damaging winds and hail with this. Right now it's tagged 60-mile-per-hour winds. Could see a little bit more than that. We saw some reports tonight upwards of about 70 or 75, so be prepared for those types of wind speeds. And again, of course, this tornado warning sitting out in Benton County. Again, nothing confirmed with this as of now, but earlier we did see this drop a tornado. Still seeing a decent rotation with it. Not as strong, I don't think, as we saw before, but something to continue to take seriously. This one does go for another 7 minutes. We'll see if the Weather Service does continue to decide to extend that or not. And lastly, of course, we do have this one severe thunderstorm warning off in Tama County, and this one goes until 8. I do think that one potentially could get expired a little bit early. We'll see how those storms kind of develop there a little bit, but for the most part, an active night ahead of us. We'll be here for quite a bit of time. And remember, even if they are just severe thunderstorm warnings, a lot of them are labeled TOR possible. I don't know if you want to touch on this severe or this tornado warning here, Nick.
Yeah, sure. I mean, some good news here. I think the area of rotation is really weakened. There's definitely what we call like a shear zone here, but nothing is really centralized. So it's enough to be concerned. It's at least some strong winds now moving through Garrison, heading towards the Benton area as well. This also might be why that severe thunderstorm warning was issued farther off to the east. So Benton, you are now under at least a severe thunderstorm warning. That does continue this evening. We'll do kind of a wider view, kind of show you that new polygon that we're watching right now. We'll do a zoom out, and we'll take a look at the storm here. Again, a fairly large tornado warning there, but also the severe thunderstorm warning, which is on the outside of it. We'll try and just get just that warning. Sometimes it's a delicate dance. Either way, we have that severe thunderstorm warning here. Basically, all of Benton County north of Highway 30. That's kind of the main concern there. Again, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour, and also far northwestern Linn County. So, like Cedar Rapids, you're not in the warning yet. There's some potential that we will inevitably get under a warning. We've been telling you that all evening long, as he's continued to move off to the east and southeast. But at least areas like Center Point, that's going to be under that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's for northern Benton County and far northwestern Linn County until 8:15 tonight. Of course, you don't want to forget about the tornado warning off to the north. This one does continue as well for 7:45. This right along and north of Highway 20. This does include eastern portions of Buchanan County into northwestern Delaware County. You can see there are some darker returns shown up here. So one of the stronger storms in terms of heavy rainfall, potentially some hail as well. But again, the main threat with the storm will be the tornado threat, in addition to some damaging winds. Looking at the rotation, you have a new severe thunderstorm warning, which popped up right there. This is of concern. I'm very kind of confused by that severe.
It's possible, as it was before. So.
I'm okay, because the tornado warning only goes till 7:45. That makes sense. Okay, but yeah, that's kind of a concern there. Let's go take a look at this guy. The gate-to-gate shear, 87 miles per hour. I don't think it'll be long before they issue a tornado warning on that, unfortunately. But yeah, technically still here under that tornado warning until 7:45. I think they tried issuing this severe thunderstorm warning hoping it was going to stay below tornado limit. Unfortunately, that is of concern there. I want to take a closer look, kind of give you some roads that may be impacted by this storm, because that is a pretty menacing view there. This is just southwest of Masonville. That's pretty strong there. Again, this is going to be driving east. Just along Highway 20. This white line right here is Highway 20, just south of Masonville. That's a pretty strong indication of rotation there.
And Nick, we do have a non-confirmed report right where you're pointing there. Large rotating wall cloud.
Okay, I don't doubt it.
About 3 miles west-southwest of Masonville. So.
Okay, we just got that newest scan there in which you can really start seeing the brighter pinks. Right now we're using the weather radar down to the Quad Cities. So the bright pinks are not going away from the radar down the Quad Cities. The greens are coming towards. So anytime you got that bright green, bright pink, that's a sign of some pretty strong rotation. Unfortunately, I do think they might have to issue another tornado warning for this guy here. Looking at the gate-to-gate shear here, pretty strong. 87 miles per hour. Again, this is moving just along Highway 20 now in far southeastern Buchanan County, now entering Delaware counties. So Manchester, you're going to be next in line here. Manchester, you need to watch this storm because this is moving off to the east. If it does weaken just a tad, they tend to move a little bit northeast, as we saw with that storm in Benton County earlier. So Manchester definitely going to be under the threat here for this potential rotation. Again, we did have a report of a rotating wall cloud there, large rotating wall cloud near Masonville. That's a good reason to be concerned there. Let's go ahead and pop the just the traditional radar view on. It's kind of wrapped in rain. You probably might be able to see it from like the southeast side here where there's less rain. But again, if you're looking at it from Masonville or from Manchester, you're not going to be able to see it. So just stay inside. Do not try and go outside to look at it because, quite frankly, you're not going to be able to see it. But again, that tornado warning technically continues until 7:45, so another 2 minutes. Well, there it is, 8:15.
There you go, yeah.
Again, we just play a game. We know they're going to do it, and so we kind of just keep stalling for time, waiting for them to do it. So we have a new severe thunderstorm tornado warning here until 8:15. Let me zoom out. We'll kind of get a wider view. So again, Manchester, you're not safe yet. This tornado warning does continue for you. Oneida now under that tornado warning, as well as Delhi. So again, this is moving off to the east here. Pretty strong indication of rotation. Right now, maybe just along, maybe just south of Highway 20 at this point in time. We'll look at the velocity view. And again, that's very strong. Unfortunately, these storms, they are cycling. And fortunately, every time they seem to cycle, they want to get stronger. So right now, we do have another couplet, that area of rotation, just southwest of Masonville. Pretty strong indication of rotation there. This is moving off to the east. Now rotation at 87 miles per hour. Sarah, do you know how fast that storm is moving eastward?
Yeah, let me double check really quick. There was another tornado warning issued, though.
Okay.
I don't want further down to the south. We have the one in Benton County and then Buchanan and Delaware.
Gotcha.
So those
Right.
are the two going on right now
Okay.
that we're noting. The Benton County one is moving east at 30, and the one you are on right now, east at 25.
25. Okay, so we'll do 30 just to give it some leeway here. We'll go off to the east. Again, just moving off. So it'll be near Manchester around 8:01. Again, I wouldn't wait to 8:01. That's a pretty strong indication of rotation, but that's where that storm will be near, about 8:01 in Manchester, around 8:14 in Oneida, Earlville around 8:20. Earlville technically just outside the tornado warning polygon, but maybe we just want to play it safe. We saw how quickly this spins up. And again, that's the reason we're on the air. These storms have been changing so rapidly. We see a storm that looks to weaken and then pulse up right away. We've seen multiple reports of tornadoes, lots of reports of damage as well. So we know today has a history of producing dangerous storms, and we're going to stick through all these tornado warnings until they're finally out of here. Whether it's a town like Garrison, Small Town, or Cedar Rapids, we treat everybody equally. We hope that you kind of respect that. Right now, again, that tornado warning does continue there for Buchanan and Delaware counties until 8:15. But as Sarah alluded to, we do technically have that other tornado warning still down south. We'll start off with a wider view. You can see, looks like, yeah, they extended that. So we'll do zoom in here. Yep. Gotcha. So we'll go up here. So yeah, now Benton is definitely in that tornado warning. Again, one of those things we've been kind of alluding to it. You want to make sure you're in your safe place. Right now, though, that just intensified once again. That's what these storms have been doing all day long. They ramp up, they weaken, they ramp up, they weaken. That's what we're seeing right now. So it looks like circulation passing very, very close to Benton. Radar can be a bit displaced from where it's actually occurring. So Benton, even though it looks just off to your south, I would take your safe place, get to your shelter now. Again, most interior room that you have. If you have a basement, that's the best place to be. If you have an interior closet, that's another really good place to be. You want to be in the centermost part of your house. Put as many walls around you as possible. If you live in a manufactured or mobile home, try and seek sturdier shelter. Maybe a neighbor's house, maybe a gas station nearby. That'll be probably the best case to do it, best thing to do. Right now, though, that circulation passing ever so close to Benton, getting ready to cross Highway 218, likely south of Benton or very close to Benton. I would not give Benton the all clear, even though it looks just off to your south. It's really just too close to call.
It looks like you did just get a report of a funnel cloud about 4 or down to the southeast of Benton. So as you were talking about.
Yep. So at least a funnel cloud now with the storm. We can see the rotation aloft. We know the storm is spinning. Now we have reports that it's unfortunately producing possibly funnel clouds. Funnel clouds obviously are the precursor to tornadoes. And so that's what we're looking at right now. You can see kind of the city streets of Benton right up here. That circulation 1, maybe 2 miles south of Benton, but again, it's too close to call. Radar can be a bit displaced from reality, so if you're in Benton, you need to be in your safe place right now because that circulation continues to intensify now. We're seeing it cycle back up. We'll do a quick inspection there. 54-mile-an-hour spin, so pretty good spin there in the atmosphere. This will likely be passing either on top of or just south of Benton. It's likely crossing about 218, Highway 218 right about now. This moving east, maybe a bit northeast. That most recent scans seem to go a little bit northeast. So it's going to be a very, very close call to Benton, which is right up here on the top of the screen. So we are still dealing with 2 active tornado warnings. I want to zoom down here. Here's Benton. Here's that circulation. It's about a mile or 2 off to your south. Again, very, very close to call. Getting ready to cross Highway 218 if it hasn't already. Radar can also be a bit sluggish. It lags a little bit behind reality. So I'll pop the radar view back on. I'm going to hold my point there. So I mean, that circulation is completely wrapped in rain. So once again, you're not going to be able to see it. Just try not to go outside and look at it, quite frankly, because it'll be very dangerous to see. Storm spotters, they know how to position themselves a little bit better. You can see the live view there from our road warrior, weather first meteorologist Nathan Santo Domingo. Love to know where he's at. If you tend
He's near Waverly last time I checked. He's looking at some of the damage there,
okay.
But not near one of these tornado warned storms.
Gotcha. Yeah, he is in Waverly right now, checking out some of the sites there. Again, there was some of the damage was in the Waverly area. We had that report of a possible house destroyed. I think that was a confirmed report there. Newest update, though, with the tornado warning. This is for northern Benton County. Waverly, you're fine for now. Waverly, he's just checking out damage. Waverly, you guys are okay in terms of the active threat. The tornado watch, though, does continue until midnight tonight. We'll do a wider view. We'll start off with a whole view across eastern Iowa. Again, we're now working 2 tornado warnings. We had as many as, I believe, 4 or 5 at one point. We're down to 2. We're getting pretty close. Hopefully things weaken, but unfortunately, as soon as they look to weaken, they strengthen right back up again. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between different storms. We are working multiple tornado warnings today. We've been doing this since about 4:30, I believe, this evening. So it's been a very long day. Again, this tornado warning does continue for eastern Buchanan County. Here's the Buchanan County line right here, and much of Delaware County. Does include the city of Manchester. Manchester, you want to make sure you're in your safe place. That circulation will be passing very close to you. Also, we have Oneida up here, showing up on the map, but Oneida's right up here in Earlville. Those are 2 other areas that storm continues to progress. If you essentially live along Highway 20 and to the south or north of Highway 20 in Delaware County, you're going to want to make sure you're in your safe place because that is a pretty menacing storm. We'll go back to the velocity view, see how much those raindrops are spinning there. And that looks even stronger still. The storm continues to intensify. It appears to be just southeast of Masonville, southwest of Manchester. Pretty strong indication of rotation there. As of now, I did see the screen flash, so it's at least radar indicated, still not confirmed. But like the other storm in Benton County, it's likely heavily wrapped in rain to the point you're not going to be able to see anything. It's also slowly getting darker, which is going to make it more difficult to see as well. We'll take a look at the traditional radar view. Again, that circulation's right here, just southeast of Masonville, southwest of Manchester. You can kind of see that hook here. It's not the most classic example of a hook echo, but there is definitely something here happening southwest of Manchester. Want to make sure you're in your safe place. Meteorologist Sarah Flynn, anything kind of coming in the chat your way?
Yeah, so the one that you're on right now, still moving pretty slowly east at 25 miles per hour. Just radar indicated for now. Again, not indicated or no confirmed reports on the ground. The one down to the south, though, that we continue to track is still a concern. So this is what we're looking at right now. This is the one for Buchanan and Delaware County. Goes to 8:15 p.m., just radar indicated. But when we say that, we look for some pretty steady rotation, and we are seeing that with this storm. I mean, that's a little bit concerning. That's something that if you're in the Manchester area, along Highway 13, along Highway 20, you need to be getting into that shelter now. We've seen a lot of tornadoes touch down across the state today, and this is looking like it could potentially be a strong one. The second warning that I do want to touch on here really quickly, further down to the south, the second tornado warning we have for Benton County. Not seeing anything as of right now, but we did get a report that from the emergency management that a brief tornado did touch down north of 61st Street between Garrison and Vinton. So certainly possible. We're a little bit lagged behind on this, but that would have been right around this area, which is where we were seeing that strong rotation just a few minutes ago. So obviously this storm is known for producing tornadoes. It is now a little bit off that location, really just about a mile south of Vinton, nearing the Eden area. If you're in the Eden area, this is the time to be taking that shelter. The tornado, potentially, if it does touch down, may pass north of you, but we still do have a lot of damaging winds with this storm, and certainly it is better to be safe than sorry. It will continue to track off to our east. They're moving pretty slow. That's kind of what we've seen all night here. It does go to 8:15, but if it does get extended, we are into Linn County with a tornado warning. We don't know if that's going to happen yet, but it certainly is possible if we continue to see this very strong rotation here. We did just get a report in that law enforcement confirms the tornado southwest of Manchester. So jumping back to this storm, not completely surprised based on what we're looking here. It still says radar indicated, but we are getting some steady reports there as well. And it looks like we just got another tornado warning. Look at that. This one further off to the south, I believe. Yes, to the south. Still for Benton County, this one goes until 8:30 p.m. Yes, that is correct. It goes to 8:30 p.m. and I'm getting something from the producers that we do have an image of that storm rolling into Benton here. So not seeing necessarily a tornado warned storm, but definitely seeing lightning with this. So regardless, even if you aren't in that tornado warning, these storms are known for producing a lot of lightning and a lot of damaging winds. That's some pretty significant lightning that we're seeing there. Again, this is near the Benton area, which does have a tornado warning under it, and now one down to the south, both in Benton County. But again, it's just one county away from Linn County. We are close to the Cedar Rapids area. These storms do have the potential to continue to strengthen out there. So it's something we'll for sure watch. I do want to turn back on that lightning though, because that is another threat that we are seeing today. So with these storms, huge lightning producers. And in fact, if we can hop on over to Max 2 and take that full, I can pop up the sky cam here in Cedar Rapids. Just moments ago, we saw a ton of lightning coming along with these storms. We need to turn a little bit, but you see it off in the distance a little bit towards our northwest. That is coming into Linn County. Not necessarily a tornado warned storm, but certainly severe thunderstorms will be getting in here within the next couple of minutes to an hour. So definitely something to watch. If you're just coming in now because you're seeing the lightning out there in Linn County or, up towards possibly even the Dubuque area, we do have a couple different warnings in place. They are extending the tornado. It is confirmed tornado. You want to go ahead and take it, Nick?
Yeah, sure. So again, we've been talking about this storm right here. Sarah mentioned the fact that law enforcement confirmed the tornado. We're kind of waiting for that update. But again, Manchester, you're now under the gun. This is a very serious situation. We now have a confirmed tornado heading very, very close to the Manchester area. That is riding essentially along Highway 20, getting very close to Highway 13. Right at that intersection there near Manchester. That storm will continue to move off to the east, maybe a tad north of east. Oh boy. Okay, so Manchester, you need to be in your safe place right now. Manchester, this is a very dangerous situation. This circulation is coming into Manchester right now. We have a confirmed tornado in progress. This is basically moving into Manchester. Okay, right on the ground south of Highway 20. It may have crossed Highway 20 most recently based on the radar, but again, the radar can be a little bit displaced. And now that radar imagery shows it's in Manchester. So if this tornado is still on the ground, it would be in the city of Manchester. So again, I hope you've been heeding our warning and taking this storm very seriously because this is some potential here for a very serious situation. We're looking at the debris product here. This can indicate there's debris flying up in the air. As of this scan, doesn't appear to be anything showing up. We're not close enough to the radar where this tool is useful, but I'm not seeing too much showing up yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully, this tornado lifted before it moved into Manchester, but I have to tell you, that is a very concerning image right now. I'm going to zoom in here to Manchester. We'll try and give you some street views here. Again, it looks like it's either on or just north of Highway 20, moving right through the heart of Manchester. It's likely going to be right near Highway 13. That's the main drive that goes right through Manchester. This is likely a confirmed tornado, most recently within the last few minutes, and this is likely moving into Manchester right now. We're hoping that this has lifted. Unfortunately, the most recent information we have per law enforcement is that it is still on the ground, and it's basically moving into Manchester right now, based on radar imagery. So again, we want to make sure you're in your safe place as low as you can possibly be. If you don't have a basement, that's fine. First floor is fine. Just make sure you get in a closet, maybe under a staircase, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you're out driving, know somebody that may be driving, stop inside maybe like a liquor store, maybe like a gas station. Get somewhere safe outside, from the outside in a sturdy structure, because this is a very concerning radar image. It appears we have a potential tornado moving into the city of Manchester right now. We have at least a report just southwest of town of a tornado. And based on the radar imagery, if we're extrapolating it, it will be moving into Manchester right now. So that's a very big concern there. Again, we hope you're in your safe place. You've had a lot of warning. That's some good news. We do have a new update there. Again, observed tornado appears to be right near Manchester right now. So that's the most recent update. Was there any info with that newest update from the Weather Service?
Yeah, no, I don't see anything.
Okay.
That's the last report I have southwest of Manchester, south of Highway 20.
Gotcha.
I'm not seeing anything from there. They did cancel the tornado warning for Buchanan, as I'm sure you've seen.
Okay.
But it is continuing through Delaware County. So still
Again,
confirmed at this time.
Yep, and again, we don't want to forget people downstream as well. Obviously, Manchester is of major concern right now as this possible tornado is moving right through town. It was at least confirmed, but we are watching it. We got Delaware over here, Oneida up here, and Earlville right behind me. So this storm will be moving east, possibly northeast. So Oneida, Delaware, you're going to be next in line as the storm continues to move off to the east. You want to make sure you're in your safe place right now because this is a potentially very concerning situation for the city of Manchester. Again, you can see the radar. We are off to the southeast towards the Quad Cities. We have velocities going away, that bright pink there. The greens are going towards the radar, and that spin right now on the south side of Manchester, possibly right over Manchester. Looks like the circulation near the Manchester Walmart. That appears to be one of the most recent updates there. Again, Highway 13, just maybe north of Highway 20 right now, but the most recent report we had was just south of Highway 20. So that's that tornado warning there. That's the most concerning storm there, although it looks like these ones are now confirmed as well.
And Nick, we did get an update for the one in Manchester.
Okay.
At 7:57, confirmed tornado over Manchester, moving east.
All right.
So it is confirmed.
Say a prayer, everybody, for the people of Manchester. Hopefully that tornado is weakening and not doing a lot of damage, but apparently a tornado has just went right through the city of Manchester. We are also watching this circulation here just now east of Benton. That's a pretty strong indication, and unfortunately that has just intensified with the most recent scan. You can see this is also observed. So this is a confirmed tornado that passed really, really close to Benton, if not in Benton, now moving off to the east. So center point in Linn County, now's your time. Get below ground, take shelter. Unfortunately, almost every tornado warning we've had today has verified. We have seen countless reports of tornadoes and damage here in eastern Iowa. Some of us have gotten lucky. It's been in open fields away from houses. Unfortunately, others have gone through town. So that's what we're really concerned with right now. We are watching this circulation now entering northeastern Benton County, getting very, very close to the Benton-Linn County line. I do want to look at the radar view here. There's the gate-to-gate shear, how much spin is happening here. 74 miles an hour, and it's tight. It's not very widespread. It's a very tight area of circulation. And so that's what we're watching right now. Also, Sarah, if you can do me a favor and pan the sky cam to where you think might be best, because we can be able to watch these.
For Cedar Rapids? Yes.
Yeah, for Cedar Rapids. Thank you so much. But again, we continue to watch that tornado-warned storm. This will be a view from our sky cam here in Cedar Rapids. We're looking west, about 300 feet up above our studio in northern Cedar Rapids. You can see the lightning there. Don't see a lot of structure, but it's still a ways away. But we will have a view of this storm as it begins to come our way. That should be the closest camera we will have. Unfortunately, it's kind of an area without a lot of cameras there. All right, let's go back to the radar view. Sarah will kind of try to hone in on that area there. But again, we are watching this confirmed tornado now moving in northeastern Benton County, quickly approaching Linn County. So again, Linn County, we're next in line. We've been talking about the threat for Cedar Rapids all night long. Unfortunately, it's starting to get very, very close. It's knocking on our door right now. We also have this other area of circulation that's southwest of Benton. That's also at 73 miles an hour. So we have two different areas. That's why we have two different polygons here with this storm. So again, we are very, very closely watching the potential for tornadoes here. We know that it's at least confirmed in northeastern Benton County. We're also watching this circulation southwest of Benton. So Benton County, again, Shellsburg area down to Newhall. Take your safe place right now. This is also very close to Garrison, which saw a tornado earlier. This might be another tornado that we're dealing with here. All right, let's dance back north. Again,
And Nick, and we do have a couple updates with this.
Okay.
Emergency manager reports there was 2 separate tornadoes, one about to cross Highway 13, one north of Highway 20 near Manchester.
Okay.
But they also say that the circulation looks to be weakening a little bit.
Good news.
So hopefully some improvement on that storm.
When you're dealing with 2 different tornadoes floating around your city, and if we can get by this without damage, that would be the best possible outcome here. But unfortunately, again, we do know that there were confirmed tornadoes, 2 of them, right near Manchester. The circulation went very close to Manchester. Hopefully, this did not enter the city, but it was a very, very close call. It looks like that's a bit of a concern there. There might be some artifacting here happening over Manchester, which may be causing this. Potentially, some damage might be blocking the beam there. Hopefully, it's just a hail signature as opposed to debris, but there is some concern that we are seeing debris being lifted up here in the upper level of the atmosphere. It's being blocked. But as Sarah alluded to, the Weather Service alluded to, the circulation appears to be weakening a little bit. That's some good news there. Hopefully things are weakening here. Unfortunately, we've seen how fast these things ramp right back up. So again, tornado warning does continue here for central Delaware County. Does include Manchester, Nida's up here, and Earlville. Those are the next 3 places that we're really, really closely watching with this storm.
And Nick, if you want to, I can take it for a second,
Yeah,
really quick here. But the other tornado warning that we are tracking down to the south, west of that tornado warning that Nick was just talking about, that one, the circulation does look strong. We're still seeing reports from the Weather Service that it will likely continue to strengthen and it potentially even move into Linn County. So switching gears a little bit, where that is going to be down here just in Benton County. Still a fairly strong circulation that we are tracking here, now a little bit north of Shellsburg, I would say would be the main area, but just down to the south we have another tornado warning. This one not confirmed. It's just radar indicated at this time, but it definitely could potentially produce a tornado here very shortly. So it looks like they did extend severe thunderstorm warning across into Linn County. We already had that kind of going there as well, but could see this tornado continue to move into Linn County as well. So if you are near the center point area, not a bad idea to be getting in that safe space or making sure you have access to it, being prepared for that. It does look like it is passing north of Shellsburg, but again, always better to be safe than sorry. With a storm that's a little bit further down here, the area of main rotation, kind of a little bit south of Garrison, north of Van Horn. They're saying the one south of Benton is looks like it's going to be strong, become the main circulation. We'll have to kind of wait until you see what the next scan would be. But regardless, it would likely be a rain-wrapped tornado, so getting confirmation on that would be a little bit challenging. But something we will continue to monitor and watch. Other than that, no confirmation or photos coming in of either of these storms quite yet. But I did hear from the producers, as I mentioned, these tornadoes or the tornado warnings could eventually move into Linn County. And they said they did have a video of a rooftop in Cedar Rapids. A good amount of lightning coming on in, for sure. It's from our reporter, Emily Chavez, actually. She sent that on in. But visibility is dropping. You're going to have these lightning storms, regardless if you're in that tornado warning or not. Be getting into a safe space, be getting inside, and be prepared to go to that tornado warned safe space in your home or apartment. So we'll flip back to radar here. This is what we're looking at right now. Again, if you're just popping in because you're hearing the storms rolling into Linn County, this is what we're dealing with. A total of 5 warnings across our area right now, 2 of them being tornadoes. Now, this one up here near Manchester, we did have confirmation that there were 2 tornadoes that did touch down. Right now, no confirmation that there is one on the ground, but definitely still something to take seriously. The Weather Service just said circulation looks a little bit weaker near Manchester. That's good news, but the threat obviously is still there. We're still going to keep an eye on it and keep the tornado warning at least through 8:15. So let's take a look at that velocity there. It definitely has weakened. We were seeing a pretty strong couplet, but regardless, definitely could drop another tornado here quickly. We've seen a lot of these spin up and spin down very briefly within minutes here, even in between radar scans sometimes. So if you are in that polygon, please please be getting into that safe space, especially if you're along the Highway 20 area. Surrounding it, we do have that thunderstorm warning. And of course, down to the south here, it seems like a lot of eyes are kind of moving into this area because, you know, it could potentially move into Linn County, which is a pretty populated area there, Nick.
Yeah, what's concerning to me is this kind of the trajectory that we're on now. Notice the lines are moving southeastward. So if I kind of, extrapolate where that might be heading, the Cedar Rapids Metro would really be next in line from this storm, which has a history of producing tornadoes. It's also starting to intensify. So no reason to get too concerned yet. But if you're in the Cedar Rapids Metro, I would now recommend to make sure you have your tornado safe area cleared out. You know where you're going, connect with your kids, make sure everybody's aware of what's happening. We are watching these storms. They're very dangerous, and they're very, very close now to entering the Cedar Rapids metro area. So we are watching this storm very closely. They have dropped the observed tag. That's good news. That means the tornado that was occurring did lift. Unfortunately, the circulation remains, and it's getting a little bit stronger there south of the Benton area. So this is what we're watching right now. And again, this is going to be moving east-southeast. So if it does continue to hold strength, and we've seen these storms ramp up, weaken, ramp up, weaken. So we might be kind of at the mercy of at what point does this storm begin to weaken or re-intensify. So we're watching this very closely here in the Cedar Rapids metro. Right now, the tornado warnings are off to the north and west. But again, course of least regret. Just make sure your tornado safe place is cleared out. You know where you're going. And remember, that's the lowest level of a home. If you have a basement, that's obviously a great option. But if you don't have a basement, first level is fine. Just put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That's, again, where the tornado warning is for now in northeastern Benton County. So Shellsburg would be next in line as that continues to move off to the east. It definitely looks like it's starting to cycle up once again. We'll kind of put a query on it to see how fast it's spinning. That seems a bit off. Let's try it again. 54, yeah, 54 miles per hour seems pretty reasonable. It looks like it may have weakened there with the most recent scan, but still a lot of eyes are on it. We have to watch it very, very closely. This is approaching, again, Linn County. This is up in northeastern Benton County. So again, if you're in the Benton area, if you're especially on the south side of Benton, I'd make sure you're still in your safe place. It's still just too close to call. Shellsburg will be the next area.
Wall cloud there, Nick. So
what's that?
Rotating wall cloud. So no confirmation of the tornado, but it is rotating several reports.
That's south of Benton?
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
Northeast of Van Horn.
Okay.
Actually.
Yep.
So yes,
okay.
kind of.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, again, we have at least some indication that there's some kind of threat happening with that storm there in Benton County. One of two real storms that we're watching. Again, this one kind of has more of a supercellular shape. We've seen this before, and kind of that hook echo right here, the inflow going in here. Wouldn't be surprised if this does try and intensify here with the next few scans. This is right now west of Shellsburg, just south of Benton. That's that area of concern there. But also, not to forget, we also do have this warning here in southern Benton County as well. Van Horn over to Newhall. I'm not really seeing too much on the reflectivity, maybe velocity. Yeah, I don't really see too much here. It appears the main area here is up north of Newhall, south of the Benton area. But if you are Newhall, Van Horn, you are still under that tornado warning. Again, want to make sure you're in your safe place right now, because that, again, will be the course of least regret. Let's go look at the radar view. Let's dance back north. We'll play this game again. We've been doing this all evening. We've been dancing between two different storms. We have obviously severe thunderstorm warnings as well as tornado warnings.
The severe thunderstorm warning did get issued there.
Yep.
It looks like they may expire that tornado warning, but still does go for another 3 minutes. So
okay, right on. So we have this new severe thunderstorm warning. This is again for northeastern Delaware County and to far northwestern Dubuque County. This is a storm possible of 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well as maybe some quarter-sized hail. So this is another dangerous storm. It appears the tornado threat is winding down with this storm, but we still do have that tornado warning in effect until 8:15 for central Delaware County. Keep in mind, we did have reports of 2 tornadoes very, very close to Manchester. So far, no reports of damage. That's great news. However, that is definitely a very big concern. We are watching again right now, otherwise just gusty storms, upwards of 60 mile per hour wind gust over towards Oneida. Let's go ahead. What's going to reset? People may be popping in and out. Again, I know there's normal programming on right now. I know we're covering up programs. I wish I could stop talking. I've been talking for 4 hours straight. I'm pretty done too. Unfortunately, again, we have to stick through the severe weather threat until it's over for everybody, whether it's the Cedar Rapids Metro or small towns like Garrison. We treat everybody equally, and that's what we're doing right now. We continue to watch the threat for severe weather. And it's not just the threat for severe weather. We've had multiple reports of confirmed tornadoes. In fact, if I go to the radar view, you can see how active things have been across eastern Iowa. We got lots of reports of tornadoes here in Benton County. We had lots of reports of tornadoes near Manchester, lots of reports of tornadoes over towards Waverly and up towards Floyd County, including New Hampton and Charles City. So it has been a very active day. There have been tornadoes. How many, we just don't know yet, because there's going to be a lot of surveys going on. I can tell you the state of Iowa has had 4 tornadoes this year before today. We've at least probably doubled, if not tripled, that number today. So again, it's been a very active night. We've had a lot of severe weather here in eastern Iowa. Let's go kind of storm by storm. We're really down to 2 here.
Nick, the one in Delaware County did just get expired.
Beautiful. All right. So once again, we're down to really 1 tornado warning storm. Every time we get to 1, suddenly it turns into 3. So hopefully things are calming down here. But do you have any updates there up in Delaware County, up for Manchester? Any reports? Hopefully nothing in terms of damage?
Yeah, nothing too much yet. Again, we did have confirmed tornadoes on the ground. Tomorrow there will be a lot of surveying going on to see exactly what played out with that and what tornadoes and rankings they all had. So this one, taking it to the radar, this one up in Delaware County is expired. You just saw it disappear. Great. Now we are down to a severe thunderstorm warning for this one. This one goes until 8:45 p.m. for portions of Delaware and Dubuque County. Looking at the potential really for wind. Wind is the main threat that we were tracking today. Hail certainly could be possible with this storm, but the gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour certainly are what we're kind of tracking right now. And I just got the notification on my watch here. We did get another severe thunderstorm warning extended now into Linn County. Not a big surprise there at all. So it didn't look like they extended the tornado warning, which is good, which means we're not seeing too much of that strong rotation at play anymore. There is still some rotation, I would say, a little bit further off into Benton County, but not quite in Linn County yet. Definitely just tracking those severe storms with those damaging winds. So winds up to, again, 60 to 70 mile per hour, gusts at least, hail 3/4 inch, but could be a little bit bigger depending on how that develops. And of course, looking at a ton of lightning with these storms and really heavy rainfall. Flash flooding is a concern too. Obviously not the main concern with tornadoes going on, but especially that lightning too. I'm sure you see it rolling into Linn County there. Definitely going to be a strong storm. So be prepared for that if you're along 380, the Center Point Robbins area. And finally, the last tornado warning that we have right now, hopefully the last of the night. We've had quite a bit. This one for Benton County for the next 14 minutes here. Again, we're seeing some rotation with it, of course, a little bit weaker than we saw it a couple minutes ago. And I should make note as well that this severe thunderstorm for Benton and Linn is, of course, labeled TOR possible. So we could still see that rotation kind of fire up over here west of Shellsburg and track into Linn County. Nothing to panic about yet as we're not there, but something we will continue to watch. But looking at the overview, we're hopefully winding down here a little bit. Of course, we will continue to watch these storms further off into central Iowa, which could track into our area. But for now, all eyes remain on this tornado warning, which expires at 8:30 p.m. there, Nick.
We're getting there. We're almost there. If there's not a lot happening here, I'm hoping we can cancel this thing pretty soon. But what is of concern is this guy that is coming into Linn County. Again, it is a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning, coming into northwestern Linn County here. Again, we're talking about the threat of 60 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe some small hail, a lot of lightning, and a possible tornado. So right now, no formal tornado warning for northern Linn County. But what I do want to tell you is that looking at this right here, that's a pretty good indication of an inflow notch right here. It may be trying to spin up right here, very close to Shellsburg. So we're watching it very closely. Hopefully this thing begins to weaken. We're entering the time of night when I think we start losing a little bit of instability. Unfortunately, the shear begins to increase this time of night. So once you lose one, you gain the other. So it's a constant game in meteorology. But again, we're watching the storm right now. Just a severe thunderstorm warning. And we'll look at the velocity view here. Again, It's nothing strong. There is some spin here just west-northwest of Shelburne. That is definitely an area that we are watching, but at least as of now, it doesn't look too imminent. So that's some good news here. But again, tornado is possible with this storm. We've seen how quickly things can spin up. So if you're in the Cedar Rapids metro, again, you don't want to completely blow it off. It's just a severe thunderstorm warning, and we can see what severe thunderstorm warnings did on the derecho day. Obviously, it's not that, but you can see how quickly things can spin up. And so we're watching this again, just west-northwest of Shelburne. Nothing imminent. That's good news. But again, this kind of hook feature is kind of what I'm concerned with right in there. So hopefully things can kind of calm down. But again, we have a long night ahead still. I'm going to look. Oh.
Yeah, I was just about to say. There it goes.
Well, at least you get the heads up if you're watching us. Unfortunately, yeah, well, here we go.
Yeah, so it moved further north with a rotation now in Linn and Benton counties.
So we're going to start hearing the sirens here in Linn County. It's important to note that Cedar Rapids, as of now, is not in the tornado warning. But you're probably going to start hearing the sirens. I know County Home Road is that cutoff, and that's somewhere in here. So we might be technically in that area where the sirens will go off in the metro. Unfortunately, it spun right up just where we were looking. Unfortunately, it's exactly what we expected.
And Nick, I'm being told by one of our producers that sirens are going to go off in Linn County because a funnel cloud has been spotted in northwest Linn. So,
okay, well, there we go. So it's here we are. We got a rotation there, 54 miles per hour. Pretty good rotation with that storm. Definitely something to be concerned with. This is now a tornado warning. Tornado warning has been issued for far eastern Benton County and now northwestern Linn County. Again, important to note, this does not include the Cedar Rapids metro, but of course, it's very, very close. It's just off to the northwest. Center point, technically just just north of that severe thunderstorm warning that is potentially producing a tornado here. Again, that is that spin right here, just west-northwest of Shelburne. We'll put a kind of a gate-to-gate on there. Again, pretty strong indication of rotation. 78, so it's intensifying. We talked about these storms intensifying, going back down, picking back up, going back down, and that's what we're watching right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sky cam if we can.
Actually, Nick, we do have a live look.
Okay.
At that storm that you were just discussing. I believe the producers did get in my ear and tell me that if we can go there.
Okay. Do we know where this is? This looks like Cedar Rapids, doesn't it?
Looks like
yeah,
42nd
probably
Street.
City right there, 42nd Street.
So headed towards that storm in northwest Linn.
Well, you're going to see it here in Iowa's News Now if it produces something. Nice with the green light there. And I hear the sirens going off here and outside our studio now. So we are hearing the sirens. So we're going to try and get north on I-380 here, trying to intercept that storm, likely crossing I-380 at some point north of Cedar Rapids. But keep in mind, it's still a ways off. How fast is this storm moving, Sarah?
20 miles per hour east.
Okay, so we'll do, well, I guess I could do 20 then. Let's do cone. And again, you can hear the sirens going off in the Cedar Rapids metro. As of now, the Cedar Rapids metro is not in the tornado warning. It's off to the north and west, but the way they, I guess, designate where the sirens go off, it's clipping our portion of the county where the warnings will go off. So if it does continue to hold strength, right now the tornado warning is passing right near Shelburne. It's going to be approaching northwestern Linn County here pretty soon. Not a lot of towns here between I-380 and the Benton-Linn County line, but if it does hold strength, Toddville by 8:50. Again, this is a tornado warning, which has now been issued for northeastern Benton, northwestern Linn County. If you're just hearing the sirens now and you have not paid attention to any severe weather that has happened today, we've had a lot of severe weather. We've had a lot of reports of tornadoes. In fact, this storm produced a tornado just off to the west here. So this is a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes, and that's why we're watching it very closely here. Any info coming in your way, Sarah?
Not seeing funnel cloud reports, nothing on the ground quite yet. That's really rotating wall cloud, funnel cloud. The sky cam does look a little bit interesting if you want to cut to that.
Yeah,
over Cedar Rapids. A lot of lightning with it. Fortunately, we can't aim it a little bit more north because we put it up on our tower, it kind of blocks the view a little bit, so that's the best we can get.
Okay.
but definitely seeing heavy rainfall and ongoing lightning with this. I
All
can
right.
adjust it a little bit.
Can you put me by chance in front of that sky cam? That would be fantastic if we can do that. We're going to work on that. I'll kind of just kind of pinpoint some of the things. Yeah, if you can turn it to, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, see what we can do.
All right, and again, this is a tornado warning for northeastern Benton County and northwestern Linn County. Again, here's the live view from our Cedar Rapids sky cam. We're on the north side of Cedar Rapids. Again, Cedar Rapids is not in the tornado warning. You're hearing sirens because the way the sirens are sounded in the county. Cedar Rapids Metro, not in the warning, but off to the north and west we are, and we're viewing from northwest of our studio. Appears to be some kind of lowering, kind of right in here. That might be kind of the area of most interest. To give some perspective, oh, there we go. We're
Sorry,
going to do a
I'm trying
zoom
to get
action.
the red bar out.
No, you're all right.
It's a struggle.
They're watching it very closely. We do have a live camera, so we'll kind of stick with this for a minute to see what's happening. It's a little lost in rain. It's kind of what we've been telling you guys. We're also pretty far from it. But these circulations, have been really rain wrapped today, which makes it very difficult to actually see what's happening. But yeah, the circulation would be somewhere probably into here. Looks like we're not going to really have a great view of it there. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that. Our best view will be from the Road Warrior. So if we have that, I guess we can double box that and stick with the radar view. So this is a live view from the Road Warrior. Again, it's heading north right now out of the Cedar Rapids Metro on I-380. It's going to intercept the storm. We're going to keep a close eye on that there. He's heading to Shellsburg right now, which is a good call. I believe, okay, right on. So again, heading north up that way. All right, let's go back to radar. And we'll talk about the tornado warning, which continues. Again, this is kind of that hook echo on radar. It's about to start entering actual Linn County here. Again, the Cedar Rapids Metro, you're okay for now. You're not under that warning, but we are watching it ever so closely. We'll go back to the velocity view. Read my mind. Thank you very much. That's a live view of the storm. We're going to be heading up that way. Right now, we don't have anything confirmed with this storm as it's now beginning to cross the Benton-Linn County line. It will be entering western Linn County here pretty soon, and that's something we're definitely going to have to watch. And I do see there's a new severe thunderstorm warning which has been issued. So you have any info on that?
That is correct. Yeah, we just got that one in 60-mile-per-hour wind for Benton and Linn County. Also goes to 9. So both of these are going to be extended through that time. I can kind of take you through what we've seen here so far. So really, I mean, all eyes are on this tornado warning. You're hearing the sirens out there. We're hearing them outside the studio. A lot of lightning with this storm. Very damaging winds. If you are, Shellsburg is almost clear out of the area now, but if we're headed kind of towards even Palo, likely passing a little bit north, definitely be in your safe space if you're in that polygon. We're not quite past or east of 380 right now, not in the Cedar Rapids area. If it does continue to track east, which it's doing right now, it will potentially miss the Cedar Rapids area, but definitely something to continue to be aware of, at least for the next hour or so here until this storm gets out of our county or dies down. So the severe thunderstorm warning that we do have, it's the big one. It goes for Benton and Linn County, again, until 9 p.m. Oops, let's zoom in on. Oh, froze on me there. Goes to 9 p.m. for Benton and Linn County. And then further to the north, we still do have this severe thunderstorm warning going for Delaware and Dubuque until 8:45. Although this one is dying down a little bit from what I can tell. Heavy rainfall coming along with it. Potentially some damaging winds, but I do think that one might expire here in just a little bit. So really all of our eyes kind of fall on this storm down here that's moving into Linn County. This tornado warning, it's important to note that it is just barely hitting 380. And with that, if you have people driving on 380 or you yourself were planning on doing it, get off into a safe space at this time. It's going to continue to track that direction. So even if it doesn't end up producing a tornado, it still is a very strong storm. And it just looks like here at about 8:20, so about 7 minutes ago, we did have Linn County Emergency Management tell us there was a funnel cloud. Okay. So yeah, take this storm very seriously. It does go till 9 p.m., but we could for sure see this extended. We can check the velocity here.
It looks stronger.
It looks stronger, yeah. It's definitely something to take seriously right now.
And these storms kind of had a history of kind of strengthening and then decreasing and then strengthening again and going back down again. And so that's kind of what we've been seeing all night. That's an air circulation right there. And on the right side of your screen, that looks like a very impressive wall cloud. So that's very concerning there. Is this just going to be a live video, or do we have actual contact with whoever this may be?
It's Aaron.
Okay, cool. So we have our wonderful engineer Aaron up there. He's going to be heading up that way, and that is a very fascinating view. So let's stay with double box. Let's not deviate from this because we have a live view of that storm. This is that area of circulation that you're looking at there on the right side of your screen. This will be very close to the Schellsburg area. Big wall cloud there. You can see striations. That's an indication of some rotation. Bit of a lowering there as well. Looks like on the middle part of that big base there. So there's some potential this thing may be producing a tornado either soon or could be right now. It's a little difficult to say. But obviously that's a very big concern. This is the storm that is moving through the Schellsburg area, very near Schellsburg. It will soon be crossing the Benton-Linn County line into northwestern Linn County. Can we take that video full and potentially put me in front of it? That would be fantastic. Yeah, that's a big concerning storm there. That's a big wall cloud here. You can kind of see there's kind of the lowering there in the middle part just above those trees on the left side of the lane. You can see right here, this is what we're going to be watching. This is the whole wall cloud here. That's that whole wall cloud there. That's the part of the storm that's actually rotating. And these fingers right here are what we need to watch for a potential tornado. It doesn't appear to be on the ground at the moment, but that is definitely a big concern there here in just entering northwestern Linn County. So let's just stay with the video. This is the only tornado warning that we have right now. Radar is not going to do us any better than live video. So let's just stick with it. Again, this is likely very near the Schellsburg area. This will be crossing Benton-Linn County line. Again, big wall cloud. You can see the striations there. This will be Covington is the newest updated location we have here. There's that circulation. It looks like maybe a big wall cloud happening here, and we're watching this for the potential of it kind of getting down to the ground. So he's going to do a quick little turn here, get us a good view. Look at that, that was masterful. All right, so this is what we're watching right here. That is a stunning view of the storm. Again, this is better than any radar imagery you're gonna see. Live video of the storm as it's approaching us. This is the tornado warning. If you are just tuning in, we do have a tornado warning for northeastern Benton County as well as northwestern Linn County. This is the reason why. Look at how low this is right now. That is something we need to watch very, very closely. There's definitely some potential that this could become a tornado producer. We do have the tornado warning that does continue until 9 o'clock tonight, so another 30 minutes. And this is a very, very impressive storm structure moving our way. They've now just issued a new tornado warning. If we can double box real quick, we have a new tornado warning which has been issued. Same storm. But we're going to work on that here. Same storm, northwestern Linn County, far north.